boy, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Cardone's evening hour begins right now. What's up, everybody? Friday night. Come on in. It's my new theme song. It's another version of the one I normally play. And I don't know why this one's playing. So it's kind of amusing. Oh yeah. Come on in, people. We got a crazy show tonight. Alright. Let's take it away. Folks, look, tonight we have... I am drinking sarsaparilla, which is root beer, a fancy word for root beer, and the Cave of Wonderful Things is looking good. He's now my new mascot for the show, for my evening hour show, and I am now changing and putting on a vinyl record, so that's why. And I didn't clean the needle, so hopefully this is good. What's up, everybody? Look at the smoke pouring out of that thing. What's up? Come on in. Who do we have? Hey, what's up? Swayze, Amanda. Come on in, everybody. This is going to be fun. Tonight's episode is called Tarantino Sucks. And if you know me personally, you know I like to rant about this subject. Let me know how it sounds. Let me know if it's looking good. Yeah. Tarantino sucks. I don't know why I wrote this on this piece of paper. I have pieces of paper I missed all over this house because I prefer note-taking this way. Scribbling on paper. I have a lot to go through before we get to tonight. I drank a lot of caffeine. Donna, you're gonna love this. I got Donna in the house. So yeah, tonight's episode's called Tarantino Sucks, and we'll get to that in a minute here. Just getting some crowd in here. Come on in. I love doing these live ones. The pre-taped ones are not the same for me anymore. Yeah. So first of all, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notify button. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. By God's, it's really hard to get to. 1,008. Oh, wait. Hold on. Dude, the Cave of Secrets is losing its mind. Look at that thing. Okay, anywho. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 1,000. I'm like at 600, basically. I think I'm like 10 away. It's not easy. Now, I did get 300 subscribers in 2 months, which is awesome. Cheers. Thank you, everybody, for that. What else? Oh, yeah. There is a donate feature. Oh, yes, there is. If you look in the description of this video, there is a donate link. And, yeah, I have raised enough money through donations. I'm not even monetized yet, and I've made enough money where I can buy a fancy little microphone and a bunch of cool lights. I'm working on my camera. I need to raise a lot of money for the camera. So, donations, cool, but the best thing you can do is hit the subscribe button. Steven, what's up? Daryl, come on in. So I know I'm going to have some Tarantino fans in here and some Tarantino haters. Please, tonight's the night. Chime in. Say your mind. Oh, yeah, people are like, let's go. Hold on, we'll get to this. On Wednesday, I did a news hour. One of these. It's Cardone's evening hour is what this show is. And the winner was Vinny Boombats. He won a t-shirt with the King of Clubs, which is Satan, and he won a pack of the Satanic playing cards. So, Vinny Boombats, the shirt's going to be coming sooner than later, probably in the next few weeks, actually. The cards you gotta have to wait for. They're not even printed yet, but they will be. And then today I posted a new contest. So if you go to my Kickstarter, which is the Satanic playing cards, it's a deck of playing cards, but they're satanic. We have a reward on Kickstarter that is your likeness on one of the cards. Literally, your face will be one of the characters in the deck, because there's lots of demon-type characters. And it's not cheap. It's a very hefty reward, but you get immortalized in a pack of cards that a lot of people are going to keep and collect. It's kind of a cool thing. So we thought it would be kind of cool to also give one away. So we're giving it away. There's only going to be 2 in the whole deck. It's right now, if you go to my Instagram, Cardone Magic, one word, there's a picture that looks like, not that's the cards. That's the Kickstarter. Ba-boom! Look at that Joker. That's the first Joker out of 2. It is outstanding. The artist, Stuart Palm, who's my best buddy and partner in this business here that we've started, that frame is, when he showed it to me, I almost passed out. And it does not do it justice looking at it in your computer screen. You're literally going to be able to, like, hold it in your hand and marvel at it and then whip out a magnifying glass and freak out even more. So, if you go to my Instagram and see that picture, all you got to do is tag 2 people and then post it to your Instagram stories. Anybody that does it twice gets 2 entries. 2 days in a row. And next Wednesday during my evening hour, we're gonna pull another name. Thank you, William. What's up, William? How are you? So that's the other thing. Oh yeah, the Cave of Wonderful Things was named. I think it was on Wednesday. I had my first guest, Dylan, Surf Ranger Dylan, and I think we're gonna have Surf Ranger Dylan come on once a month or once a week, or do a little bit here and there, as it gets warmer out. And now I'm working on my new episodes. One of my, I have another rant I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Boardgasm, which is, Boardgasm is my other show. Boardgasm is my board game show. I'm going to do an episode where I rant about Games Workshop. The evil empire themselves. The frame is on fire. It is. Yeah, the frame is, it's got so much nuance to it. So I'm going to do another rant. It's going to be called, I don't know what it's going to be called. Something about Games Workshop. Warhammer Smashed. No. I don't know. We'll come up with it. But at any rate, and then I'm working on Behind the Devil's Curtain, which is my flagship show. My flagship show. It's a horrible way to say it. It sounds like it sounds terrible. I'm working on a few episodes. One of them is going to be on the 3 cups and the 3 balls and the history of it. And I'm going to probably teach a little bit about it. The other one is my first in a bunch of new things called Wicked Insight. And they are pre-taped and they're audio mostly. And I'm going to release it soon. I have it done. I keep posting it. It says, it's called, do I have a picture in here? No, I don't. How to Throw a Better Whammy. That's it. It's my little 2 cents on the art of throwing shade on a level that's, I think a lot of you will find interesting. So, what else before I begin? I know you guys are waiting. Thank you, William. Yeah, it's wow. So we have another toy lover, toy expert, toy master in the house, Chris. You should put the name of your company in the chat. A lot of the people that watch this show will really like what you guys do. They're very cool people and they've got good taste. And he's noticing all the toys in the house. This is the wall of resin kits. Now, Chris and Donna, we all have a mutual friend, and I'll show you something. I met the mutual friend via this lovely resin kit of Vincent Price. There'll be one of these shows where I go over the toys that I collect. That's funny. Yeah, you can kind of see all these. Now, I have a lot of people like, dude, you should get a virtual background. And I was like, I don't want a virtual background. I want my real stuff. I mean, this is where I get my inspiration. Steven just asked if I'm going to do a Pizzelle's cooking stream. And the answer is absolutely. What do you think next week is? All next week is going to be me making Pizzelle waffles, probably live streaming it. Now, here's the problem. And I'm trying to figure this out. I can't move this to my kitchen yet. I could, but it would be a little crazy, actually. There's a lot of stuff here. But I'm not sure how it's going to work yet, okay? I'm working on it now. I might do a... Oh, my God. I can do it here. I think I can do it right here. Yeah. All I need to do is set up the irons and bring the... Oh, yeah. Folks, I think we're going to do that. What I'll probably do is pre-tape me mixing the dough, or the batter, and then I'll make the waffle cookies here. Yeah. All right, I got to get working on that. Zanti Jewelry. There you go. That's the name of the company. Zanti Jewelry makes the coolest pop culture stuff ever. Some stuff's really obscure, like really cool. Love your stuff, guys. Cheers. Cheers to people who make things, to the real monster makers, to the people that take their hands and make their imagination stuff come real. Cheers to you. It's not easy. All right, let's get into this. Tarantino sucks. He sucks so much, I'm doing an episode of this on it. I think a lot of people... They like his stuff for weird reasons. And then when I point out a few things, they do understand. But before I even begin, I'm going to say, I can point out some crazy details about his stuff that I don't like. I can even point out stuff about his personal character I don't like. But it is all personal taste, okay? I have music and things I like that a lot of y'all hate. And I have movies and things that most people think are crap. But if you ask me why I like those movies, I can tell you in detail. My answer will never be just because I like it. I hate that. When I hear people say that, I'm like, oh, I hate that. I want to hear exactly why. And if somebody says I don't like it and they go, I don't really know, I don't like that either. I taught my kids, like, if you don't like something, think about why. I mean, identify it. Because then you'll be able to identify other things you don't like before you get to them. Back to, hey! What's up, brother? Michael 6. I call him 6. Another magician, my friend. How are you? Long time no see. Can I tell them why your nickname is 6, Michael? Because when I first met you, you blew my mind. There's a delay, so I'll wait. When I see you say yes, I'll say it. Anyway, so again... You know, it's like debating flavors of ice cream. We can debate brands of ice cream and which ones are better, but at the end of the day, it's all personal taste, you know? And I wanted to say that straight out. So I really like planning out when I'm doing something like this, how I'm going to attack and approach it and pull it apart. I almost thought I was going to do it like... Steven Crowder, the conservative guy that does the talk show, has that change my mind, right? I was going to do a Tarantino sucks, change my mind. And you can do that. I really want people to chime in here. I really do. I like, if there's a detail I'm missing or a point that I'm not seeing clearly, please chime in. I love this kind of stuff. I'm the kind of guy that likes debating, and I don't take it personally. I like to debate religion, politics. I like to debate film, music. Now, you will never see me doing politics here publicly, and you will not see me doing the religion one publicly. I've been told I could do it like professionally, especially the religion debate one, but I have no desire to do that. My mission is to make people have a good time. Okay? I get paid to make people experience wonder and merriment. So I'm not into that. So Michael Six is another magician. He's a sleight of hand magician from New York City. I've known him since he was a kid. And the reason why he's called Six is he really does have a sixth finger. And it's amazing. And he can like hide it and then pop it out. It's amazing. So when I met him, I was like, man, you got cool parents. Because a lot of parents would see their little kid and be like, no, let's remove it. And his parents were like, no, my kid was born with this awesome thing. It's like being born with a tail. If I was born with a tail and my parents cut it off, I would have been pretty upset. So, back to Tarantino sucking. I thought, how am I going to attack this? What am I going to do? What's my approach? I'm just going to open my mouth and let the Lord speak. Okay? I'm going to start with how I first discovered Quentin Tarantino's films. I was in college, and we had a movie theater called The Beehive. And The Beehive was basically an art house. I saw so many good movies. It was the first time I had seen a movie theater that had couches and coffee tables, and it was beautiful. Pretty big room, very cozy. A lot of college kids. It was right in between Carnegie Mellon and Pittsburgh University, a.k.a. Pitt. It was in that neighborhood. And I would go there all the time to hang out and drink coffee and see movies. And, God, I even saw Schindler's List there, I think. Yeah, I saw Ed Wood, Schindler's List. What else? I can't remember. So a friend of mine goes, hey, there's this new movie by this guy, Quentin Tarantino. It's called Reservoir Dogs. I heard it's awesome. So I went. And I saw it, and I basically enjoyed it. I thought it was clever. And that's an important word here, clever. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write it down big so I don't forget. Because I want to bring it back to that. That's something I talked a lot. The word clever is something that was in my show last week. It's in one of my rules for magic. Clever kills. So, I see the film, I like it. It's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm like, okay. It was kind of cool. And then, the next thing I saw by him, I believe, was Pulp Fiction. Lot of hype around the film. Big major movie. Comes out. Everybody I know loves it. I go see it. Really, Snoozeville. Pretentious Snoozeville for me. Well, I'll get into the details. I didn't care for it, and I didn't even think about it at the time. I was like, whatever. Fast forward another few years, and Dusk Till Dawn comes out. And I went and saw it, and I really liked it. Now, I'm going to be honest. I saw it a few times at the movie theaters, and the thing I liked about it was I liked the way the story unfolded. I liked that he did do the Hitchcock bit where the movie changes, but it didn't remind me of the Hitchcock movie at all in any way, shape, or form. It was just the same surprise of sorts where halfway through the film, we have a new thing happening. And I did like the directing, I liked the acting, and I liked the dialogue in the script. And I didn't even mind Tarantino's role in the film. I thought he was fine. And then I realized Tarantino didn't direct that movie. Nope, it's a Rodriguez film. Which explains a lot. So, I see this movie, and I liked it. But I never really thought about him much at all. And slowly over the years, this guy gets popular. Way popular, and I never understood why. So, after going to a snobby theater school, I started to learn what acting and directing on a very microcosmic level with a microscope, what it is. What is the art form of taking two people and reenacting some sort of situation in a manner that emotionally affects the audience, right? Causes a catharsis of sorts, right? Oh, I have an itch on my leg. I am going to scratch it. Pardon. Okay, so we studied it in detail. And tonight I'm going to talk about a little bit about the technique I was taught and I use if I don't act in plays anymore necessarily. I'm not opposed to it. I became a professional magician and a musician. I don't play parts like that, but I learned how to, and I've done it a million times. And I'm going to tell you, when I noticed this in the Tarantino films, it made me go nuts. It was just like the first time I noticed that when Metallica sings, every vowel James hits is an A. So if it's Merry Christmas and he's singing, he's like, Merry Christmas! It's always an A. After I noticed that, I was like, oh, I can't hear him do it anymore. It drives me crazy. So Tarantino does this thing in his films with his actors. And once I noticed it, it made me go crazy. And I'm going to tell you what it is in just a second. It might make you not like his films anymore. Now, right, okay, so I saw Reservoir Dogs, I saw Pulp Fiction, I saw Dusk Till Dawn, and then many years later, I'm watching this movie, what was it called? Crimson Tide. It's a submarine movie, and I'm not that into it, and I'm watching it, and the dialogue is terrible, and it's just weird, and then I find out, halfway through the film, not only is the dialogue bad, there's this one part where like the submarine commander just starts talking about Star Trek out of nowhere. And it's like, it just seemed forced. Well, then I do a little research and take a guess. Take a guess what? Guess who was hired to fix the script? Tarantino. I mean, I'm hating on him and I don't even know he's involved in the movie. And I notice it. I notice him in the movie. That he's not even there. I'm like, it's him. So here's what happens in the movie. I was taught when you're acting, let's say it's me and another performer, right? Folks, please, questions chiming in, please. I'll read these in a second. The chat coming in. I was taught like acting is like a ping pong match or a tennis match. And this is how it works. I'm standing here, I got my lines. That guy's over there, he's got his lines. Every line you say, you're trying to affect that guy, and he's doing the same to you after hearing the line. All right? And a simple way to learn how to do it is you decide what your action is. It could be, and it always has the word to in front of it because it's the action of, like, to love, to hate, to ridicule. For instance, let's say the line is, I love you. So you could say it to convince, right? You know, you're like, I love you. I'm trying to convince you, right? You could also say, I love you to ridicule. I love you, right? There's literally 1,000 ways to say, I love you with a different action involved. Now, the other guy, he has his line coming, right? Let's say his line is, that's a lie. So it's I love you, and the other person says, that's a lie, right? So what I was taught was, you say, I love you with your action, like to convince I love you. The other person hears it, lets it fill them emotionally, and then they respond with their action. Now, that's a lie. His action could be to deny, right? That's a lie, right? So this is what real acting is. This guy says his line to affect this guy, and because of the tennis match quality, it draws you in like a sporting match. It's like a natural thing that happens. It's when two people are actually talking to each other. In real life, that's what happens. That's what's going on. And that's why when there's a passionate moment of two people playing ping pong, quote, quote, that's what makes you, like, draws you in. And once I realized that's what acting was, man, it was more fascinating to watch and do. And I'm going to teach a trick on how to come up with those twos in a second if you're a performer. So on that note, Tarantino, when I watch his films, because of how he writes the dialogue and directs, here's what the action is for the actors saying their lines. And this is the same action for all the actors all the time. To sound cool. That's it. To look cool. To read my line so it sounds cool. And it's so contrived and jammed, and so much his poetry language, if you call it poetry, his version of what it is, that the actors, there's no ping pong match. It's like a wooden thing and a wooden thing, and he's cool and he's cool. And when I notice that, it just, I can't watch the dialogue. It's wood. It stops. It's like missing something. The best way I can explain this, it's like a musician who plays instruments listening to something manufactured digitally. It's like a very cold feeling. It doesn't have this warm... It's like a jazz guy when they're improvising. You know, they're playing off of each other. So that's just one thing I don't like about his films. On a very simplistic note, like a very technical note. Now, I am not a filmmaker, but I hear from other filmmakers that if you watch his films, it's sad because of how much is just lifted from other films. I mean, some of his films are direct copies of other movies. I mean, is it an homage? Is it a what is it called? A pastiche, which is the art of, you know, yeah. Okay. So I am a fan of the saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. Really. When someone's a dummy in this facet of something, they're usually a dummy in all the other things. It's just the way it is. I mean, I really do believe that. And when I started doing a little inside scoop on Tarantino as a guy and his personality and how he is and the things that he's said, he comes off as kind of a schmuck. And all of those little things that I see them in the film come to life. I saw a video the other day that made me like, and it shocked me. It was a video someone had made on YouTube showing, well, the first part is they show Roman Polanski getting an Academy Award. Now, I love the movie Rosemary's Baby. Let's not go, I mean, it's a masterpiece of sorts. But that guy's a scumbag. From what I gather, it's pretty bad what happened. And I found a video it's a Howard Stern tape of Tarantino defending him. It's really hard to watch. It's like awful. And it's really hard to believe that Hollywood didn't cancel him. And that they gave an award to, what's his name? Polanski. So, and it's funny. Yeah, it's just, I don't even want to go there. So as a personal character, I can't take it. So when I watch his films, it looks like this. Let's take the new one, for example. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. One thing I don't like about that movie, and I didn't like about... Now, I haven't seen them all. I couldn't get through most of them. But I did watch in entirety Inglourious Bastards, and I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wish I could have that 3 hours back in my life, but I can't. When I watched Inglourious Bastards, I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of revisionist history stuff. It makes me sad. You know, watching them fight Hitler at the end and kill him, cute, great, but it's not how it happened. And, you know, there are people that are survivors from that around still, and it's just, I don't find it cute, and it doesn't solve the problem. So what's the point, right? And then the Manson thing in the new one, those victims are still around. And they're doing this, like, it didn't end that way. It had a really sad ending, you know? And so I don't think it's funny or interesting. And the other thing is, it looks like he's trying to always out-cool. That's his whole thing. He's like this sniveling guy who's trying really hard to be cool. And he nerded out in the video store and learned all this really random stuff, which I did and a lot of you guys did too. But I don't need to see his curation of it in his film. I'd rather go watch the videos that he watched. You know, I don't need him as my guy to teach me about it, which is why I think he did very well. He took nerdy art films and underground movements like blaxploitation and B horror films and stuff like that, and he made it pop culture. He grabbed it and gave it away. He uses, you know, the right music and he knows how to put it together on a plate. Let's put it that way, and present it. But Once a Time in Hollywood, when I'm watching this film, there was an inconsistency I didn't like. There's these fictional characters mixed with real life, and real life mixed with... And I get what he was trying to do. I personally didn't think it was successful. Well, yeah, you're right. They can. But what if the horrible... Amanda says that's not... yeah, someone can make great work and be a horrible human being, but I still think you can see the horrible in the work. I really do. It's in there. There's a certain edge to it. And him, it's a very selfish edge. Every one of his films has close-ups of feet because he has a foot fetish. It's all these things that he likes that to me, it's not likable. It's not like, I like that. It's like, ugh. And the fact that Bruce Lee scene in the new one, what? Spoiler alert, not that I care that I'm going to spoil his film, but there's a scene where Bruce Lee comes off as a jerk and the Brad Pitt character beats him up publicly. Okay? And when they asked him about it, he goes, yeah, I heard Bruce Lee was kind of a jerk in real life. He did say some outlandish things, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Bruce Lee's family was pretty upset, and when I saw it, I was just like, why? What point did you make by that? First of all, Bruce Lee had a hard time when he got to Hollywood. I mean, they cheated him out of a job right away. He was supposed to be in the Kung Fu TV show. I mean, so he finally makes it big with Enter the Dragon, which is better than anything that guy's ever put out. And you know what? And Bruce Lee's, what he created and did is better than anything Tarantino will ever do. But Bruce Lee, why are you beating him up? Like, are you trying to out-cool Bruce Lee? That's what I was watching. I'm like, he's trying to say that he's cooler than Bruce Lee. And he's getting the last laugh here because Bruce Lee's dead. This is weird. It just didn't get me right. It hurt. I was like, what are you doing? I get it. You're being a bad boy and you're messing with this sacred guy. But, dude, Bruce Lee invented, Jeet Kune Do. Bruce Lee was an Asian superstar in Hollywood that had no Asian superstars. And we still don't have that many. And, you know, here's this guy, like, laughing, using him as a cheap joke. Nah, not cool. Lame, honestly. I'm going to read some of these comments now because people are starting to chime in. Yeah, Tarantino... yeah, I really, when I watch his films, the dialogue really gets to me. I don't like it. It sounds like dialogue. Now, if that's a style, that's fine, but it still has to pull you into a plot of sorts and tell a story. And when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I literally remember people driving around and smoking with no reason other than everybody goes, oh yeah, but the atmosphere. Fine, but I don't need 4 or 5 minutes of atmosphere. Like, it's ridiculous. It was like, it went on and on and on. And I'm curious if people like watching that film over and over again. I'm curious. Because I get it. You set the atmosphere, but then you gotta do something. It's like playing music where you're like, for 20 minutes. It's all about the atmosphere. All right, cool. I'd rather listen to something else. It's like trance music. It's invented for people on drugs. I'd rather not listen to it. That dance beat they play at those events that are 2 days long. I mean, to me, it's a form of brainwashing. I mean, this repetitive thing, it's just not good. So when I watch Tarantino films, I don't even like, I mean, I'm not going to watch any new, I mean, maybe I'll watch a new one to see. I've never seen Jackie Brown. I'd rather watch Coffee. If I'm going to waste 2-3 hours of my life, I'd rather watch Coffee. Kill Bill, couldn't watch it. I can't watch that kind of acting. Now, I have movies I like with bad acting, but they're not acting like that on purpose. You know, it's like, it's the way it is because of the way it is. I like B movies that are organic. I like, yeah, Steven says he always has to have a dinner scene. He has his own language he's developed now. He's made 9 movies. There's always a foot fetish scene. There's always a dinner scene. The whole, like, I was saying to somebody today, the movie, what's the movie that he ripped off Reservoir Dogs? Hold on. City on Fire? It's not Hard Boiled. It's City on Fire. It's a Hong Kong film. It ends with the dudes with the guns all pointing at each other, right? So we see it here, and we're like, oh, that's cool, that's clever. Well, he stole it from the other film. Those other guys made it up. They probably rehearsed and had fight choreographers, and they came up with it, and it was a creative thing that they organically created. And that's why it works in that film. And then Tarantino takes it and throws it in his film, and he gets credit for it. And I don't like that. Someone said, you know, we all steal, we all borrow, we all steal if we're artists. And, you know, he's just admitting it of sorts. But I don't consider myself a thief. I've come up with ideas that are similar to other people's ideas. And if I see something cool, my thought is, wow, that's cool. I don't want to go near that. You know, I'd rather go over here and do something different now. That's inspired me to be more creative. You know? I don't need to see a film of his curation of other scenes that he's liked. I don't need to see that. I'd rather go see the original. So, yeah. But I would say my main gripe with him is the action of trying to be cool. Elvis wasn't trying to be cool. Elvis was being himself. So was a lot of these guys. I mean, that's why I like the Fonz as a character on Happy Days. His cool was who he was. He was like a really good dude. And he was like, you know, he never had to fight. He just had a good spirit about him, and he was very smart. And that's why he was cool. He never smoked, or he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to fight, you know? And when I watch his films, it just seems like somebody trying really hard to say that I'm cool too. I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you what's right. And I can't watch it. There's a pretension to it it literally just is like, oh. And his dialogue, I'm sorry. I can't. Did anybody see 3 Billboards? Another movie I hated. I did kind of well, I think, in the Hollywood scene. The dialogue sounded like it's dialogue. And unless you have masterful actors that can make it not sound like dialogue, which is hard to do sometimes, it's not going to be good. At least for me, I can't get into it. Stylistically, it doesn't hook me. It actually does this. All of my favorite films were not trying to be cool. They were just trying to exist and be honest. That's why I like Flash Gordon so much. Flash Gordon was just trying to be honest and tell a good story. Most of the films I like are like that. There's an honesty about them. His films have no honesty at all. And when I see him speak, personally, I'm like, that guy's out. I read an article in Rolling Stone where they asked him if 9/11 bothered him. You know, was he taken by it? And he was like, no, because I saw it in that movie. And they were like, what? And he goes, there's a movie where a plane flies into a building. And he goes, yeah, it didn't bother me because I had already seen it happen, you know, in a film. And he goes, I invite people over to my house to watch the movie and not tell them that's in there. I was like, you didn't have trauma from 9/11 because you saw it in a movie? What? It just sounded really dumb. And then I saw another interview where somebody asked him about the relationship of violence in films and actual violence happening. That to me is a legit question. It's been asked over and over again for 50 since film was invented. And his answer was just out. He was just like, I'm not answering it. I've already answered it. I'm not. He got really mean quick. And I was like, well, there you go. He doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have an answer. He could have been like, well, studies show that violence in film doesn't attribute to real violence. Done. He could have said, I think even if it does trigger real violence, I think artistically it's important to be able to express it. Which is probably what I would have said. Something like that. He was just like, I like it, and I don't want to talk about it. I mean, it was really like, God, what is wrong with you? Something's wrong. Like, it was an answer I never thought I would see. So, come on, people. Throw me some stuff. I haven't heard one person chime in with something good about the guy. I had all these people that said they were going to come defend him. And I was like, yeah, sure you are. There's nothing to defend, folks. He's got a big budget, and he's got a pantheon of actors that will do anything to work with him, even though they're all screaming and yelling about the Me Too stuff, and he's best buddies with all these guys, especially the Weinstein guy. I really can't believe that people give him that much money to make these things. That Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was literally a waste of my 3 hours. I learned nothing. Why didn't he? Here's another thing. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I know those films. He has sexy girls in his movies, Steven says. Debatable. Here's what I think. If you're going to do Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you're going to have Bruce Lee get beaten up, and you're going to have the Manson family flamethrowered at the end and all this silly stuff, why not go all the way? One of the things I learned at school was, whatever choice you do make to do in your production, make the strongest choice possible. So why not end it with Bruce Lee fighting Charlie Manson? Why? Wouldn't that be better? Oh yeah, Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, that's another thing. Go figure. They all knew. Those guys all knew what was going on. It's ridiculous. I don't even remember the glass of milk scene. I really don't. But listen, those people all know what's going on. That Hollywood scene is not good, folks. There's a lot of scary stuff that happens. And they all know. There's too much money involved, and they all keep your mouth shut. It's not cool. I think Uma Thurman had some beef with him. She was in like a car accident in one of those films because they asked her to do some dangerous stunt. He also, like, when he uses the N-word in his films and it's him saying it, or it just sounds, I can't even put, it sounds not, there's no point. If you had a point to make with it, I would get it. And if maybe he does have a point, it didn't work for me. I don't get the point. I didn't get it. Yeah, Uma won't work with him. Yeah, because she knows he's a scumbag. And as a director, I don't know. I'm curious. He says he's only going to make 10 films. He's made 9. Maybe we're only going to get 1 more. And then he will pull the plug. I doubt it. But I can't believe people like his films. I have a few other movie directors that are, I think, way overrated. Jordan Peele. I'll say it. Not a fan. The horror film director. Not a fan. You're telling me his films, those movies that he was nominated for, are as good as Hereditary or Midsommar? I don't think so. No. What was it? I can't even remember the Jordan Peele film that got popular. The one where they were trying to take the brain out of the African-American guy and put it in the white guy. It was so far-fetched that it meant, again, it was so silly. It was just like, that's the surprise? Oh my God. Terrible. I could go on for hours about that guy. And there's so many other film directors that are really good right now. There's tons of them. I forget who did The Green Room, another film that went through, that wonderful movie called The Green Room, a horror film. Ooh, starring Patrick Stewart. That didn't get nominated. Hereditary. Excellent horror film. Somebody said for me, yeah, some are good, some suck. That's a lot of people I meet. They don't like all of Tarantino. I mean, a lot of people think Jackie Brown's the better one. A lot of people like Pulp Fiction. I mean, Pulp Fiction's considered like a masterpiece of film. What? That movie? When I see that scene of Sam Jackson yelling his thing, it's just like, it's to me just posing and posing and more posing. And it's just, I've seen, I mean, that type of filmmaking, I guess, was new here, you know, telling it in reverse order. But there's, if you watch the French stuff, it's all like that. It's nothing new. It's you know, a rehash. I don't know, folks. I really don't like his movies. I do like this kind of thing where I get to rant a bit about them. I'm going to write some other rant episodes about things I never liked. I don't like, well, there's too many little things. But he's one of them. And the reason why I like to rant about it is because I look around and I see so many people like giving him so much praise. Really? God, that movie. A lot of people liked it because it reminded them, the new one, you know, of LA in a time period. Bridget Fonda. Yeah, I watched a little bit. I saw a little bit of Jackie Brown at the beginning and couldn't even watch it. Yeah, see? Donna, there you go. I can't watch. Once you notice his actors aren't acting, even the good actors, they're saying the dialogue in this it's like they're like, all right, say your line, and they say it, and there's no actor there for them to say it to. It looks like that. It's very wooden and talky. It doesn't get me here. It does nothing here. Zero. And most of his films are about revenge, and when the revengeful moment happens, if you want to see a real revenge film, I don't know, watch Dr. Phibes. That's a revenge film. Theater of Blood. How about Death Wish with Charles Bronson? I mean, come on. How about First Blood? I can go on and on. I'm going to stop. Let's chat about something fun now before I bust out of here. Folks, please chime in here. We're getting close to the hour mark. I didn't even see those two, Death Proof and the other one. I didn't bother. I don't need to see his version of a Grindhouse film. I'll just watch the real ones, okay? I don't need his curation or his insight on 70s and 60s films. I'll just watch the real one. I'm like that with most things. And this is where we're going to turn it to. We're going to go philosophy because I use this technique. Somebody the other day said to me, they were like, you really like to map your things out, your thoughts. You like to, you know, process it and map it out and nuance it and wow. And I was like, wow. I mean, I thought everybody should be doing this. I mean, I just, if I have something I like, I want to fill it out and figure out why, right? If I don't like something, I always told my kids, like, if you don't like something, figure out why. Like, really think about it. Most of the time, if you don't like another person or something going on, it's a value judgment. You're just judging their value system. That's it. That's 99% of the time. If something you don't like, or you hate, or you think it's evil, it's usually a value judgment. That's it. And when I learned that, I was like, wow, life's a lot easier now because I just realize my values aren't like yours. That's most political arguments or value judgments. Some people think their values are better than others. And sometimes they are. You're not allowed to say that anymore. I mean, we have some Western values that I find better than things that I see in the Middle East. I do. I think they're better values. I you know, they have some practices that I consider pretty caveman, you know, some of the things they do. And I taught my kids, if there's something you don't like, you have to be able to explain it. You have to be able to nuance and explain it. And if you like it, do the same. And I try to really do that so that when I have to make decisions, I've already done a lot of the homework, right? This was part of my episode last week. I was talking about past, present, future. A lot of people think you got to be in the moment, live in the moment, right? Well, I always ask, what's the moment? Nick, the now. Just be here now and present. Well, I don't think that's right, actually. Especially after, I always knew that wasn't right, but now I can explain it. I used to not be able to. And I think it has to do with a lot of this today that I've been talking about. The moment, the present, doesn't exist. It's already gone, see? What I just said is the past already. It's moving the whole time. It's literally just constantly moving. It's the moment of everything changing right now. It's the moment in which entropy from here goes that way, okay? And it's going towards the future. That didn't happen yet. The future, that is the only thing that's solid, is the past. If you're able to understand the past, the mistakes, the good, all of it, and really have sorted it out and thought about it, when it's time in the present to ride the wave, we'll use the surfing analogy because it's the best one, that wave is moving. It's changing. There might be a pothole ahead, a shark, a rock, another surfer. It might be a bad wave. But now that you're on this wave, riding it, because you understand all of that, you're going to be way better at navigating. And you're going to be able to pick the future. A lot more. Not all of it, because there's so many variables involved. That's chaos. Now, in the last week, I came up with a definition of something. I've been always thinking about it. A lot of people, like to talk about what's time. I can't believe I can't be the only guy that came up with this. I was thinking about time. First, I found out about entropy. Entropy is the only way to stop entropy is just maintaining it. You have to constantly be maintaining everything. Everything's changing constantly. Everything. We're all rotting and dying right now. So I came up with this little analogy right here. Or saying, time, it's actually, I'm defining time. Time is a direction entropy is pointing. That's all it is. It's just a direction. Time is just the direction. It goes that way. As soon as entropy kicks in, it goes. As soon as you put an apple and let it sit, it rots and goes in. It goes in one direction. Entropy just goes that way. I've yet to see it go that way. It's possible. It is possible, maybe, but so for me, time is that. It's moving. And that's why sometimes you lose track of time. Because it's entropy. It's crazy stuff happening. Planet Terror. Death Proof is the worst, but I love Planet Terror, I believe, wasn't directed by Tarantino. Was it? I don't think so. I think Planet Terror was Rodriguez. I could be wrong. I had some birch beer last week. I do like birch beer a lot. Birch beer is, my pal brought this back from PA. Birch beer is wonderful. Now, here's a little factoid. Whenever you drink sarsaparilla or root beer, which is sarsaparilla root, it's not real. It's always synthetic. The reason is you have to kill the tree to get the flavoring out of the root because it's in the root beer. Birch beer, they don't need to do that. They don't have to rip it out of a tree, out of the roots. They can actually take it out of the leaves and the stems. So I've heard when you get birch beer, it's actually real birch. Kind of cool. Yeah, folks. If you're new, yep, see, there you go. Rodriguez directed it. If you're new in here, folks, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notification and like the video. It's all helping me. Yeah, I guess they're very good buddies and they like each other's films and they make a lot of money together. So I would rather Tarantino write them and have Rodriguez direct them. I would rather that Because Dusk Till Dawn I actually like. It's got old school special effects. It has Tom Savini. I liked it. I liked the way Harvey Keitel played his character. I liked George Clooney. I thought he did a good job. I'm not a George Clooney fan at all. And I thought he was pretty good in that movie. So I don't know. I'm going to bounce out of here soon, folks. It's Friday night. And I got some things I got to do. I have a lot of work ahead of me. We still have, I'll tell you how many weeks or days. Let's see here. So right now, we have 15 days left for my Kickstarter. Wow, it just went up. Cool. We're at $10,606. That would have been cool if it was 666. And wow, I'm impressed. Very cool. I have a lot of work to do on that. We are not done. We still have 15 days. We're trying to get it to 15. I think we can do it. We have a lot of new things coming up. Every day we're posting new images. We have new contests. We're going to do another contest next week. And we're working on bulk orders. We have a few people interested in ordering bricks of these things for collectability purposes. And we're working on that. And everybody's asking about the t-shirts. Yes, we're making t-shirts. We don't want to mess it up. I believe we're going to have one that's going to be digitally printed. It's like a color. And then we're going to have one that's a real silkscreen made right here in Rockaway Beach. And it's going to be an actual silkscreen. And it's probably going to be of the new Joker card, which I don't mind showing over and over because I am blown away by it. Oh my God, look at that. Honestly, yeah. There's a lot in there. If you look at the frame, the detail is shocking. And stay tuned. Anybody know what the next Joker is? It's pretty easy to figure out. We are doing a theme here of sorts. Yeah. So that's all in the works. That's why I've been so busy. I wake up and the guy that's the artist, I'll give you a little bit of our process because it's kind of cool. He's a really good friend of mine, but he lives in Hong Kong now. How do you donate? To the Kickstarter, you go to Kickstarter. On Instagram or on YouTube, go to the description. It says donate at the bottom. There's in the description, it'll say, there's a little, it says donate ... Streamlabs. It's streamlabs.com/Adam Cardone. Thank you. I don't know. Oh, it's Donna. Oh, thank you, Donna. What was I talking about? Our process. So he's in Hong Kong. So we have the exact opposite schedule. So right now it's morning for him. He gets on the phone with me and we sit there and we go over what we're doing, the art. He'll shoot me pictures and we do a back and forth and it's really cool. I've had a really good time. Aleister? Oh, no. No. In my world, he is not satanic at all. Yeah, I'm actually not an Aleister Crowley fan, believe it or not. Not at all. That might be a good rant. Oh, that would rub some feathers. Let me think about that. I think Eric's getting close. I think Eric Carr, I think's got it. Yeah, the next one's going to be sweet. Yeah, we are keeping this, this version of satanic playing cards is a very specific vision. So there's a lot of things that a lot of people might think we would include that we're not. And there's also a lot of subtle things built into the deck that those in the know will know what it is. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah, Aleister Crowley as a kid, when I found him, I was fascinated. But the more I researched, the more I didn't like. I just didn't, his books did nothing for me. I tried all of those things. I read everything I could get my hands on. But yeah, that might be a good rant. Wow. Ooh, interesting. Let me think about that. Well, folks, link in bio. Hold on here. Let me see here. Oh, someone just tipped. Gosh, you guys are generous. Thank you so much, Donna. Grazie. 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 Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, it's right underneath. It says donate. Yeah, okay. I don't even know how my channel works. So the reason why I'm trying to get to 1,000, which is not easy. Ah, yes. The acquisition network. Yes. I'm going to go watch your stuff too. Yeah, dude, there's a million YouTube channels going on. I'm like, what? Yeah, buddy, thank you. Yes, Tarantino sucks. I love it that a lot of people are vocal about it now. Maybe it'll become a thing. Maybe I'll start a hashtag. Cancel Tarantino movies. We've had enough. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go practice magic, hang with some friends, and work on content for you guys. And I really do thank each and every one of you for watching. I thank the donors. Really, all that, Donna, that donation money going right in here. It's going to the camera. Oh, really. It all goes in the show. My goal here is to create an entertaining, fun channel that has, right now there's 4 main shows on it. I'm trying to make it fun. I'm trying to make it interesting. People learning little bits and pieces of fun things. And it's all because I have an audience. Thank you, guys. It really does mean a lot. And I will, I'm going to increase these. Now I'm doing 3 a week. It's going to go to 4 and 5 eventually. And it's all because of you guys being part of it and participating. So thank you. There's a small chance I'll be live on Instagram later. And yeah, let's have fun tonight. It's Friday night, folks. They are shutting down New York City indoor dining soon. So a lot of people are going to be home a lot more again. And I think in February, my prediction is everything's going to get shut down again, like completely. So there's going to be a lot more of this. And as people are bouncing off the walls and going nuts, I'm going to be making things, creating things, and sharing them with all of you. Because what the heck else are we going to do? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Donna, Libra Liz. Yeah, if you joined in late, that's cool. You will watch this episode. It's fun. William, thank you for all the support. Daryl, Steven, everybody in here jumping in. Donna, say hi to Chris. What's up, brother? We got to all hang out soon. And you guys have been fantastic. I love doing these. And yeah, pizza and root beer. I do have a slice of Wits End pizza, and I still have some root beer. I don't drink soda much anymore. I sip it once a week, maybe, not even. I've been drinking a lot of water. Amanda, thank you, Amanda. Yeah, party on, everybody. You guys are cool. I'm going to take you out with an outro and then a couple of little trailers. Stay tuned for a lot more things ahead. Party on, Wayne. There are those that say playing cards are the devil's picture book. Well, we agree. My name is Reverend Adam Cardone, and I present to you the Satanic playing cards. Inspired by the most feared religion on earth, and endorsed by the Church of Satan founded by Anton Szandor LaVey in 1966. A luxurious pack of playing cards that's perfect for a game of chance or a bit of sleight of hand magic. Memento Diaboli, the Satanic playing cards.